Hello there, my fellow notebook aficionados, and welcome back to the channel. We have something very exciting for you today, because this sleek looking fella right here in front of me is the Acer Predator Triton 14, and not only does this one look insanely gorgeous, but it also has a few aces up its sleeves that make it absolutely unique. For starters, it is the only laptop we have seen so far that combines a dedicated GPU with Intel's Lunar like silicon, which should deliver amazing runtimes and quite a bit of GPU grunt at the same time. And then there's of course the overall form factor, which almost exactly matches the Zephyrus G14 by the way. And add in a few other technical shenanigans and Acer might be onto something with this one. In addition, we also got our hands on Acer's new Nitro laptops, which are more targeted towards the budget-oriented gamer. But especially the Nitro 16 and the all-new Nitro 18, which I have right here, caught my eye since they combine efficient Ryzen CPUs from the folks over at AMD with up to an RTX 5070 Ti, and are supposed to come in below the magical $2,000 mark, and with sleek chassis and a ton of ports, these might hit that perfect sweet spot in the mid-range segment. So let's get into it, we have a lot to talk about. Full transparency, these are all engineering samples, so this will just be a little preview. I saw these laptops at a press event and found them to be very interesting, so I wanted to share them with you. Especially this puppy, I mean, just look at it. Again, the combination of Intel's Lunar-like flagship, the Core Ultra 9 288V, and Nvidia's new 5070 is definitely a very interesting one. And in addition, you get 32 gigs of RAM, a 120Hz OLED, and up to a 2TB PCIe Gen 5 SSD. You could of course argue that Lunar Lake might not be quite fast enough to properly supplement a dedicated GPU. But given that the 5070 will probably not run at a super high wattage, given that it's just USB-C powered, I think it could work rather well if you need something with a ton of endurance, but also something to run either GPU accelerated applications as a content creator for example, or if you're more into GPU bound or generally more casual games. When it comes to the overall design and chassis quality, Acer knocked it out of the park. I think the Triton looks awesome with a full metal chassis, slim bezels and clean branding. Acer also added this glass cover below the keyboard, which also houses the haptic trackpad. And while I was not able to test it, apparently you will be able to use the included stylus on this one, which will be incredibly useful for your on-the-go Photoshop edits. I/O is also alright for this form factor with two USB-Cs, one of them being a Thunderbolt 4, a micro SD card reader and a USB-A 3.2 Gen 2 and HDMI 2.1. Add in the snappy OLED and very tactile keyboard and you have a very interesting contender in this form factor. It might offer quite a niche combination of features, but for now it looks like Acer combined them very well, and I really cannot wait to put this one through its paces. This brings us to the new Nitro laptops, and as I mentioned, this is the 18-inch version, but there's also a 16-inch variant, which basically looks identical apart from the smaller display of course. Again, not only do these combine an interesting combination of hardware with AMD's Ryzen CPUs, which should help with overall runtimes, but they can also be yours with up to an RTX 5070 Ti. And in our initial review for Nvidia's new high-end mid-range GPU, I said that I was hoping that we would see laptops like the Nitros that combine this hardware with a more attractive price point. While the Nitro's chassis is mostly plastic, apart from the display lid, it feels very well made. And even for the 18-inch, rigidity is really good, and I actually quite like the overall clean look, I must admit. Add to that up to 180Hz QHD IPS displays and a very generous number of ports, and these puppies have what it takes to be very attractive options in this category. Once again, these are unfortunately just preview samples, so I cannot give you any benchmark results. But as I said in the beginning, I found them to be interesting enough to warrant this little preview video. The Nitros were also announced a little while ago already, so I have high hopes we will get our hands on retail samples soon. And the Triton 14 actually kind of kicks off our Computex coverage, so I really hope I can test that one sooner rather than later. So do me the favor of spamming the comments to let Acer know that you want proper reviews for these puppies. And I would also really like to know which one of these would be the most interesting for you, so please let me know below. And that should already be it for today. Thanks a ton for watching. Again, please make sure you're subscribed. Computex in Taiwan is around the corner and you do not want to miss our coverage. My name is Alex, you have been fantastic, and I cannot wait to see you all in the next one. Take care.